Garrett, when you look at a game like that, I mean, all the ingredients were there for a win. And although you guys don't come out of it with 2 points, do you still look back and say there's a lot that you guys have built on, especially against a pretty high-talented team that you were up against?
Yeah, I think there were definitely some positives there in the second half, but I mean we're putting ourselves in tough positions. I think in these past couple games just with our starts, and I think that's something that we're going to have to kind of hone in on and be ready to play right when puck drops because I think we kind of struggled off the get-go.
That said, there have been a few home games where it does feel like a night and day difference in the second. The forecheck gets heavier. You start generating a lot more chances. What do you guys as veterans see you're doing differently in those second periods that maybe you want to kind of expand to a 60-minute effort?
Yeah, I think we get urgency, right? Like there's a lull to the game almost at the start, and then you get down a couple goals, and all of a sudden you have urgency and you start playing better. And we need that right from the start. So I think that's just on some of the guys to kind of prepare us to be ready right when puck drops, and make sure that we're playing how we do in the second half right at the start.
It's kind of wild to look and see Jeremy Davies now leading you guys in goal scoring, and you add him as a veteran in the off season. What do you guys see him doing in terms of impacting the overall group, and how have you liked the way that you guys can find offense from all over? It feels like.
Yeah, I mean he's a mobile defenseman. He does a good job joining the rush. He picks his spots well, and I think it's shown obviously where he scored his goals. Like he's getting up there, he's finding the soft pockets, and he's finishing on his chances. So he's come as advertised. That's kind of the player I played against for the past few years, and he's doing his thing out there. So it's obviously been a nice help to get the goal scoring from the blue line.
One thing that's been clear all season long, I mean, games have been entertaining, they've been close, they've been right down the wire. Even the one game you guys lost by more than one, I mean, it was a one-goal game until 10 minutes left in the third. So how do you guys, try to accentuate and do the best you can in games that are that tight? And what do you find teams that squeak out those one-goal wins tend to be able to do the most?
Yeah, I think you get growth being in tight games and high-pressure moments, but at the same time, I think a lot of us in there know that we haven't played our best hockey yet this year, so there's been glimpses of it, and that's when we've done well, but at the same time, I think if we play a full 60, our team is pretty unbeatable, so for us, it's just finding a way to kind of hone in on that.
Looking ahead to Syracuse on Saturday, we've already had enough time for these two teams to kind of generate a bit of bad blood with the first two in the season series. What are you expecting different when you guys head into their barn again? And what do you guys want to keep building on? Because you have been a team that stood up for yourselves on the physical side quite a bit too. Yeah, I mean, they play a very simple, hard-checking game. And for us, it's the exact same way, and it's who's going to outcompete each other. So we're going to have to be ready to go, right from the get-go, as I've been saying this whole interview. But I think for us, it's who's going to compete the hardest against that team, because they're a hard-checking team. They play a physical game, and we're going to have to match that.